So join us today for an enlightening conversation with Meena Jagpal Puri, the founder of Momentum Feng Shui. As a certified classical Feng Shui consultant, Meena specializes in transforming living spaces into sanctuaries that foster emotional healing and personal empowerment. Through her expertise in energy alignment, Feng Shui adjustments, and manifestation techniques, she helps individuals rebuild confidence, find inner peace, and manifest their desired lives. So today, Amina is here to share her unique approach to trauma recovery by harmonizing one's environment with their inner energy. And I'm so excited to learn more. Welcome to the show, Mina. Such an honor to have you here.
Thank you, Anu. I'm so grateful for this opportunity and excited for our conversation.
Me too, me too. Feng Shui is a topic which has always been a passion of mine. And I remember just actually ha having a conversation with somebody who actually specialized in this field, and she saw some Buddhas in my home, and she said, you have Buddhas in your home. Do you know what that symbolizes?" I said, "No." She said, "Oh, it symbolizes independence, and it's not what you have in your house when you're married." And I was absolutely fascinated because my whole family has Buddhas in the household. And
Yes, yeah.
what's your perception on that?
Yeah, there's many types of feng shui. There's many types of ethnic beliefs that have been forwarded from the grandmothers on, and questions asked. People search on Google. There's along with that, sometimes there's confusion created. My training's in classical feng shui, and it is very precise. It's very precise. So in feng shui, even, and we have something very similar in India called Vastu. It's where the left-hand corner is this, or east is this, west is this. In my practice, my training comes from China. It's classical feng shui, where it originated over 5,000 years ago. So I'm very mindful of making recommendations until I do the study. Having said that, when I go into a client's home or workplace, I see Buddhas and I see water fountains and I see the evil eye and so on. I don't make any comments on it until I've gotten to know the client more. At some point, I'll ask them who recommended it, or what made them place it, or what is their connection to this object, and then I guide them on whether it should stay or go.
Interesting. So, Mina, so what journey have you been on to actually get to this place where you are right now?
Okay, I will try to make this long story short. I I stumbled across a feng shui coffee table book 28 years ago when my youngest was born. I was on maternity leave back then. When you're curious about something, didn't just have the privilege of turning to Google or self-diagnosing. And I guess the universe meant to connect me to this. As being Indian background, we grow up around astrology, numerology, and all these modalities. So I think feng shui was the next extension, and that book stayed with me. I went through life's ups and downs, moved houses, different scenarios, but that book stayed on the coffee table. And I was a flight attendant, so I would go away for a week or so at a time, and I would come home and have tea with my father once a week. And I would share my fascination with him. He was my best friend. And I would, share on my feng shui findings and how it's helped certain friends or colleagues or family. And then about almost 10 years ago now, I lost my father. And I truly feel to this day that he's my guardian angel that said, okay, Meena, enough talking about feng shui. You need to take it to the next level. All of a sudden, I got this energetic nudge and I started to explore about feng shui and realized that just like Ayurveda, meditation, yoga, Reiki, they're all originated in the East, and they've been brought to the Western world, and some practitioners practice it authentically, and some they've simplified it. There's many offshoots of it sometimes, just like Reiki originated in Japan, it's the same thing. Feng Shui originated in China. So then I started to look into it and realize there's classical Feng Shui. And I think the Indian in me, maybe, or just the Meena in me, I was like, it's all or nothing. So then I started to search and connected with the school where the lineage comes from China. Did my practicum in San Diego, Virginia Beach, and then I was one of the lucky 17 that went to China just before the world shut down and further my studies in Feng Shui. So it's been a quite an interesting journey. But now that I look back, I think the universe had a plan for me, because shortly after I came back, few months after the world shut down, we were grounded from flying. I gave it everything I had and built my websites and platforms and questionnaires and ebooks. And when my call came to go start flying again, I was like, thank you, but no thank you. It was a 20-year career, great while it lasted. But here I am since then, and wouldn't be anywhere else.
That is such a beautiful story. Wow. It just feels like you were destined to be, where you are today. And so, wow. And so you must help a range of different clients. What's the main kind of results that you actually get with your clients?
You're right. There are clients in few different areas of life. First and foremost, they think a lot of them come with the subject of prosperity. Okay, money's coming but not staying. That could be something as simple as missing areas in their home, or arrangement of something. Because in my practice, I don't make anybody remove any walls or sell off any furniture. It's simple adjustments. This is why I lean to the classical modality. But then, Anu, when we get deeper, I think right now I have 112 reviews between my both offices. Each one is 5-star. But if somebody was to read through them, there's a common denominator, is we felt the connection with Meena. This is what, once we build that rapport, once they feel comfortable, the core of most of, to answer your question, most of the clients is sadness, feeling frustrated. Why me? Why I'm doing everything I can, and why am I not able to move forward? Emotional depression, sadness. And that is, no matter where we start, whether it's a relationship they're getting in touch with, or whether it's career or prosperity or health reasons, at some point we get down to the core of it.
Interesting, very interesting. And so we all know that energy doesn't lie, and it's we could sit here and affirm, whatever we want to affirm in our lives all day long, but unless we actually feel it and unless there's an emotion tied to it, then it's just not going to happen, right? So how does energy alignment actually contribute to emotional healing?
Yeah, you touched on a very important topic. This is something I share often in my virtual consultations along with in person. Is energy is not something that is seen, it's felt. It's felt. So you see, if it was something seen, I'd be like, well, when we started, you had 37% and now it's 95%, and this is what you could do to take it to 100%, but it's not that. It's something that's felt. So what can we do in Feng Shui? It is all about spiritual alignment. Again, I don't know if this has to do with me being Indian or it's just my calling. I'm one of the few Feng Shui masters that I know of, or if not the only one to this extent, that puts so much effort on first removing the stagnant energy before we place the Feng Shui tools. You see, if there's clutter, if there's broken things in the house, there's emotional imbalance in the wall, ceiling, paint, carpet from the trauma that we might have gone through, or the people that lived there before us or worked there before us. That energy is still present. It's important to remove that stuck energy, then place the feng shui tool. So being mindful to stay connected, it where it all starts.
Yes, interesting. So I guess it's about releasing the chakras. Do you actually work with the chakras when you're doing the energy healing? Yeah,
Yes,
amazing.
yes. I do. I don't go too deep into it because I work on spaces. I work on spaces that house our souls and our endeavors. So my focus is on the space. Having said that, when I do the energy clearing ritual, when I set up the altar, I have all seven chakras present in there, starting from the root all the way to the crown chakra. It's first and foremost, it's aligning my chakras and my client's chakras before we do anything else.
Interesting. Thank you. Thank you. So, what are the common space-related blocks that hinder emotional well-being?
We'll touch on just a few for starters. First and foremost, the front door, outside of the front door. I work very hard. I have precise calculations. No two homes are alike. Of course, my delivery is very simple, but behind the scenes, it's very precise and accurate. So I work on inviting the energy in, but the rest is up to the clients to maintain it. Until we can invite it in, there's only so much we can circulate throughout the house. So being mindful of what is outside our homes. Is there any clutter? Is there any dead trees? Any obstacles? If energy is out there floating on the street, which house is it going to go to? That's how I simply share it with them, and like reacquaint yourself with the outside of your home. As if you were energy, which one would you love to go to? Well, it's in your control to make yours the most welcoming. Then from that, we call the front door the mouth of chi energy. What's immediately inside? Is there any clutter? Is there broken door handles? Is there things that are not serving you? Maybe it's a winter jacket, but now we're in July, staying current, right? And then we call the kitchen, the heart of the home. The kitchen is where we cook the wealth energy. Back in the day, people went into the fields and they brought home grain in the form of wealth. And then the woman took the grain and served that wealth energy to the family. So the stove, I just recently did a blog, or was it a post? I can't remember now, on putting your kitchen to sleep. Very important. Kitchen is the heart of the home. And then, of course, our bedroom where we park ourselves 1/3 of our life. 8 hours a night, or we should be. And what is the condition of it? What else is in the bedroom? Is there clutter? Is it calming colors? As soon as we go under the door frame, our energy shifts. It's like, okay, I'm in this space, but what is that space representing to the subconscious mind? Is it inviting or not? And lastly, our workspace, whether it's in the home, like a home office that I have, or we go out somewhere else. What is the energy in that space? Do we love walking into that, or are we resenting? Are we tripping over things while we get to our desk, or is it a clean, smooth path? Because it's what's happening behind the scenes in the subconscious mind that is going to multiply.
Interesting. So as you were saying that, I was visualizing blockages, which I guess a lot of everyday people would have. So I know that in my case, there's always toys everywhere, which are they cause a lot of blockages whenever I'm walking everywhere. And I'm guessing with a lot of people, because you in the kitchen you mentioned the green, a lot of people eat processed food. Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But again, as soon as you said that, or anybody hearing that, it's all in our control. Well, if it's processed foods, then let's not eat processed foods, right? Sometimes we just need that gentle nudge from the universe regarding toys. My daughter just has a 1-year old right now, my grandson, and it's the same thing every night. I would see her space clean. She would put it into bins and things like that, right? Of course, it doesn't take the little ones more than 5 minutes to empty it all out, but It's our intention. When you think about it, I know it literally wouldn't take more than 5, 10 minutes to do that. Now, meantime, while you and the family are sleeping for the next 6 to 8 hours, that energy is going to multiply from a clean environment versus getting caught in that's getting stuck in that unorganized space, right? So it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
It's a awareness.
It
Yeah.
is. I love that. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. And so, how else can people actually adjust their living spaces to promote confidence and inner peace?
It all starts with us. In my practice, once we've done the energy clearing, then I guide them to place the feng shui tools. And after that, I say, okay, we've set the platform, and now let's go manifest. And in my manifesting sessions, this is what we talk about first and foremost. 5 minutes in a day, 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. Really envision how would you like your day to transform? How would you like it to transpire? What kind of goals are you setting for yourself? And most importantly, how would you like to feel through the day? And when you set when you manifest it in the morning, you've set that goal for yourself. Well, if it doesn't last the whole day, it'll last at least half a day for starters. Self-awareness, it doesn't take much. We sometimes we get overwhelmed or we overcomplicate things. Let's say people say, I don't know how to meditate. Well, start 5 minutes. It's simple. The mind will wander. We're human beings. It's okay. Park the thoughts, start 5 minutes, ground your energy. And at nighttime, same thing. 5 minutes, if not more, just that sweet spot of when we're laying in bed and we're just like, am I awake or am I asleep? That last few seconds of it, really express gratitude for anything good that happened in the day. No matter what kind of day we had, there's always something we can find. Even just the fact that we're happy, we're healthy, we're alive, and as we go to sleep for the next 8 hours, that's what will multiply. Instead of sadness from the day or frustration from the day or the to-do list for the next day, it's really in our control. Now that's what's going to multiply. So it's simple things, but being mindful to do them.
It is very, yeah. And that is normally my favorite part of the day is having those few minutes just before I sleep of just peace, shanti.
Yes, yes, Shanti, and it's not a complicating process. Really, start small.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Thank you. So, um, why is energy clearing essential in somebody who is currently on a journey of recovering from trauma?
Yes. You see past life incidents, past life, first of all, some of it stays with us in our memory cells. So that's not something we can instantly reset. That happens with time and a lot of therapy, right? So, and much needed. Having said that, I am the advocate for energy in spaces. There's many professionals like yourself and others that work on mind, body, soul, and I work on spaces that house all that. So that trauma energy, even when my clients move into a new home, not new but new for them and pre-owned by somebody else, that energy can house itself in the walls, ceiling, paint, carpet, furnishings, and so on. And that energy is still there. Now, take that somebody else's, we don't know. In my questionnaire, I've actually got a question. Do you know who lived here before? Do you know if they moved on in a prosperous way? So it gives me some indication. And of course, the rest of it comes to me intuitively once I'm clearing the energy, the heavy energy. But it is so important to reset. Now, let's say that somebody's lived in their home for 5, 10 years or even a year, but they've gone through, like you said, trauma of any sort, or sadness or loss of family members or loss of relationships, health concerns. And now they're feeling like, no, this is in my control. I'm going to take life, take it on full force, and I'm going to start by resetting the energy. That is like giving it a clean slate. And it's a simple ritual. If nothing else, first of all, on my Instagram pages, I talk about it all the time. We talk about it. I have many blogs on it. It's a simple ritual of, I'll just sum it up very quickly: open doors and windows, protect yourself with white light, start from the front door, and we use sage in my smoke clearing ritual because it's a very powerful herb. But if somebody's sensitive to that, then Palo Santo, even incense that us Indians use, we use ghee to go around. It's again, half is the tool, half's the intention.
Yeah.
And while you're protected, go around your home, go to the left and go around the entire home up and down till you end up back at the front door. We say go to the left because that makes it clockwise. And then when you're done, express gratitude to all the energies, whatever that may be. For some, it might be, they're gods and goddesses. For others, it's a white light or, guardian angels. Whatever it may be, express gratitude for having the awareness to reset the energy in their spaces. And then I can only share so much because they will feel the difference. They will feel like they've just reclaimed their space.
Wow. Amazing. And I'm really glad you mentioned sage because yeah, that is a powerful cleansing herb. And also incense as well. Do you use a lot of incense?
Yeah. Incense, we have to be mindful that it's not chemical, that it's pure. But nowadays, even on Etsy, there are so many people that are selling beautiful, creating them from pure herbs and so on, and creating them with their hearts, right? So make sure it comes from the right person who's got amazing reviews and they're ethically sourced. And yeah, incense is just as powerful.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. And so I know you've mentioned quite a few different practices, which you'd recommend for people. So, are there any other daily practices that you'd recommend for maintaining energetic protection?
Yes, I do create a black tourmaline bracelet. I only talk about 8 crystals in my practice, so I don't need to know about the other 200. There's one for every life sector. There's one for health. There's one for career. There's one for protection. Protection crystal is black tourmaline, and wearing it on the right hand for protection if somebody feels the need to do so. Other than that, do your part. Do your part. The rest happens with time. It's not something that they'll wake up the next day and their world will be totally different. It can be, but in general, it is about doing our part. The universe does deliver. We have to do our part and have faith and live a beautiful, harmonious life regardless of circumstances. And we all get swayed. We go through life. I do too. But at the same time, just gather our thoughts, the sooner the better, and get back on that path of having faith and doing our part.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much. So, where can people find you and work with you?
Well, I work mostly globally. I do in person in Vancouver and Toronto office here, but other than that, it's globally 70, I'd say about 70% of my consultations are around the world. And we have a beautiful website. My goal is to stay authentic. Stay authentic, and my hope is that my website and my Instagram and Facebook pages are a reflection of that, and that's the feedback I get, and that's what keeps me going. Meena, as soon as we heard you, as soon as we read what you stand for, we were like, this is the person. And of course, in all over my Google reviews, and every day I am so grateful to the universe for giving me this opportunity. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, Momentum Feng Shui. Google the website, all the links are on there, and I always say I'm a message away. It doesn't have to be a consultation. I mean, of course, that's how I earn my living. But having said that, I also have a bigger purpose, which is to shift the energy in the world. So I always say, whether I go to a networking meeting or a one-on-one like this, is if you feel that you have a question that is coming to you and you didn't know where to go to, I'm a message away.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Amazing. So you do a lot of your work online.
Yes, I'm set up. I have a compass. I can tell you is the energy entering at 112.9, 257.1 in your home sitting here right now. It's a virtual compass around the world. Our last study was in Africa about a week ago now, yeah. And they were blown away. Some of my Google reviews have said Meena knew our home more than we did, and I've never met them, but it's that's what I do. That's my duty, and I'm equipped for it.
Wow. That's so because we always say about like with trauma, for example, a lot of people don't even realize that they need to heal from trauma. So is it the same with Feng Shui? Because it's not really an everyday spoken about topic. So how would people know that they need to do the work with Feng
Yeah,
Shui?
great question. So again, we only know what we know, and there's so much more out there to reach out. And as I said before, energy is not seen; it's felt, right? So how would they know? I would sum it up by saying if they've tried everything they can and they're not able to move along, without giving any names, my last clients, a husband and wife working, the husband working two jobs, the wife working full time and going through emotional imbalance because of sadness of what's going on with us. Why are not we, we're not able to make ends meet? And it was as simple as having a missing area in their home and one adjustment in the kitchen. And again, we only know what we know. So if somebody feels like they've done their part and something is just not lining up, especially clients when they share since we moved into this home, since we've been noticing this, and it doesn't happen overnight, but usually within 6 months to a year, if they feel a drastic shift from where life was to why it's not flowing right now, most likely feng shui is able to assist. It's an adjustment.
It is, yeah, beautiful. And I think that's going to be a very key message for everybody because a lot of the times, like you said, we don't know what we don't know. And this is why podcasting is fantastic for that, to spread the awareness and the knowledge.
Oh, yeah, we have so many tools right now, and if we're not making the most of it, then really the universe can't do any more hand holding that and the beings like yourself, how to spread the word on the importance of emotional healing and spreading the word in this way with the platform that you've created. Thank you, Anu, for giving me this opportunity. I'm blessed to connect. We're already connected on I think it's on Instagram for a long time, a couple of years or something. But today's the day where we get to meet in person and spread the word on both our calling.
That is beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy to have you on. And yeah, it's been such a fantastic conversation. And like I said, it was something which was definitely needed today. So thank you. And I'm sure you have inspired all my listeners as well. And my listeners, if you do have any questions that you'd like to ask Meena about the amazing work that she does or about anything that we've spoken about today, then please do reach out to her. I am sure she would love to hear from you. Connect with her on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn as well.
Yes, yeah.
Wonderful.
LinkedIn, YouTube. I have many videos on there that are practical. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, amazing. And again, thank you so much, Mina. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. So
Thank you, Anu. Appreciate it.
beautiful. So that's all we have time for today. And until next episode, stay blessed, my friends.